The journey of the entrepreneur is a profound and a wonderful journey. Welcome to TEP TV, the Entrepreneur's Playbook TV for military veterans and families. We want you to think about how to achieve more passion and purpose in your family.
We just grew 20% in the last probably 3 months.
You've been heroes, national security heroes.
I've been mortared, I've been shot at.
Now it's time for you to become economic heroes. We're going to be using the Entrepreneur's Playbook, written by Professor Len Green, member of the Babson Business Hall of Fame, philanthropist, author, and serial entrepreneur.
Find a problem out there, solve it.
We want to ignite your passion and your social entrepreneur within.
Most people see an abandoned building as just waste. We see it as an opportunity.
We're going to be teaching you and showing you great veterans at work. In this episode, we're going to be looking at a fantastic entrepreneur who is helping champions in and out of the ring. U.S. Navy, Annapolis graduate, Marine leader, and now changing and transforming an entire community here in Newark.
I thought it was going to be like 2 people here.
Iron Mike Stedman.
For our viewers, all right, I need to make sure you're checking out the Transition Podcast. We've been creating a lot of amazing content.
So Mike, you start in East Texas. You're now in Newark. You got your own book going. You got multiple programs happening. Why do you do what you do?
Part of it, selfishly, is I just want to enjoy each day, however long we have on this planet. This card says that's a man that knows what he wants in life. Been very fortunate to go to a place like the Naval Academy, serve my country as an officer in the military, and then successfully transition out and start my own business, go to grad school. So I've had a chance to have a lot of positive things happen in my life, and I just want to make sure that I am creating a pathway and building bridges that allow other people to have the same opportunity. And when you go to an environment like the Academy that preaches service before self, basically the foundation there was already built.
For a lot of folks, you got it all together. Like it's cool, like you just showed up here, but there had to be a journey.
So it really goes back to growing up in East Texas, raised by my mom, Wileen Stedman, single parent home. She always wanted what was best for me. My best friend was a guy named Jason McKinley. Senior year, Jason's like, I'm going to the military. He was joining the Army. So naturally I was like, oh, I want to go to the military.
Yes. Yeah.
And my mom was like, wait, I want you to go to college. And then I'll never forget, I was in English class, sophomore year, and this guy got in front of me. His name was Travis Komar, and he said he was going to go to this place called the Naval Academy, become a Navy SEAL. I was like, what's the Naval Academy? And he showed me the brochure, and then I was like, I want to go to Naval Academy. People are looking at me like I'm crazy, like the Naval Academy. So end up going to prep school, Newport, Rhode Island, earn the necessary grades to earn my official appointment to the Naval Academy. And freshman year, they make you pick a sport. And a friend of mine from the prep school, he said, hey Mike, you should come out for boxing and give it a try. The fact that people boxed like it was pickup basketball blew my mind. You know, so it's so foreign to me, but the fact that people can get in this ring and dominate it, I was like, I want that. I want to be a boxer. But my sophomore year, my mom suffered a stroke. But I made a decision. I said, you know what? We had went through too much. You know, I was like, I didn't come here to quit. And so literally with my mom in a coma, I left Texas and came back to the Naval.
In honor of her.
I went on to win 3 national championships, 2 most valuable boxers. After I deployed to Afghanistan, Japan, and the Philippines as an infantry officer, the 1st Battalion, 8th Marines, I completed my 5 years, and I started saying, okay, what's the next move, right? I felt confident to bet on myself and pursue what was important to me. And so I burned the ships, moved to Newark, took a job at working at St. Benedict's Prep. So I lived in a giant house with 70 teenage boys. I pushed the tables and chairs out the way, and we trained there. You don't want to hit it down, you want to hit through it. So I'm going through it, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, I approached the city of Newark and said, hey, is there another space somewhere in the city where I could outfit into a free boxing gym? Got the thumbs up. And that became the Ironbound Boxing Academy.
Where do you see, this going? Where do you see the world or destiny pulling you?
So I think when you start a nonprofit or anything social, everyone is always like, we need this in Detroit, we need this in Baltimore, we need this all these different places. And as much as I would love to see that happen, I also want to make sure that we're staying true to Newark. And one of the things I want to see in Newark is a reimagining of youth recreation to include entrepreneurship.
Cool.
And I envision building a co-working space and a boxing gym together under one roof called the Ironbound Courage Academy.
So tell me about your journey and why you do this.
People ask me all the time, what's your why, right? For me lately, it's been, how do I enjoy each and every day? I lost a frat brother, really close to me, and it just put a lot of things in perspective. Up until that point, right, really just trying to make it, right? Started my first venture, Ironbound Boxing. When me and Gary first moved in here, there was water on the floor. I think I've branded myself as a more socially driven entrepreneur. That's how people view me. But beyond that, when people see me doing different ventures, whether it's launching a media company, producing podcasts, or doing consulting services on the side around veteran entrepreneurship, it's all about the stuff that kind of fills me up. I just get energized by it.
So Mike, tell us about your book. Theoretically, all knowledge exists,
right?
But why did you have to create this?
One of the frustrations with me when I was first starting my entrepreneurial journey was, what's the path look like for somebody starting a free amateur boxing gym? Emphasize the word free. In a lot of the business literature I read, I didn't feel a sense of agency. I read probably over 350 plus business books. I can count on one hand the number of them written by Black entrepreneurs, period, let alone Black veteran entrepreneurs. And so my whole idea was, okay, I want to write a book that gives other Black veteran entrepreneurs like myself a sense of agency, so when they see it, they're like, God wrote this book for me. And so I decided to write Black Veteran Entrepreneur, Violate Your Business Model, Build Your Brand, and Step into Greatness. And one of the themes I was playing on is, a lot of times people love the superheroes, right? We love Black Panther, Wakanda forever. But the sad part is, superheroes don't really exist, but the closest thing we have are veterans, first responders, teachers, socially driven people, but also Black veteran entrepreneurs. And when you live in an environment like Newark, New Jersey, right? You can't walk the streets of Newark and not feel a sense of obligation to people that look like you. All right, 10-second rest. And so I can't save the whole world, right? But what if I empower Black veteran entrepreneurs to go back to their communities, start successful businesses that not only impact other veterans, but impact the broader community, as a whole.
So we're here with Mike Stedman on one of his assets, the campus here, Rutgers University of Newark.
Lester Salvin also gave us the weaknesses of nonprofit organizations.
And Mike's not only studied here, but also leverages the resources, and that's another thing we want to encourage. Most entrepreneurs will see a problem, will see a solution, but sometimes feel constrained. They don't have everything under their control.
So one of the things that you learn as an entrepreneur is the importance of identifying a problem for your venture to solve. Newark's population was 90% Black and Latino. I think it was like 30% or so lived below the poverty line. And so with that in mind, you say, okay, well, we've got a lot of nice recreational facilities, in like New York City. But what do we have in a place like Newark? We got our city recreational centers. And so what we felt was, okay, we want to offer boxing to the kids in this community. We don't want them to charge for it because when you live in an environment like this, over 50% of people's pay is going to cover rent. And so that's where we felt like we were positioning Ironbound as a way to provide a solution to that so that these kids had access to high quality recreation at no cost. Now everybody's favorite, jump rope.
These are for students who not necessarily may be on varsity teams.
Correct.
And that there's a whole bunch of engagement that's critical for possibly those who are maybe not in all the blue chip categories?
Yeah, so we're not going for the sure bets. That's the thing. We like grabbing kids off the streets, pulling them in the gym.
There was a time where I was just trying to find what's gonna make me happy.
I think a lot of kids that come to us are seeking something. Maybe they're seeking confidence. We're able to still let them feel that athlete experience, to feel that camaraderie from being on the team. And it's just cool, right? What's cooler than a boxing gym, like an incubator space co-located together with graffiti on the wall and everything else.
Thank you.